Hey guys, this is Steve from the This or That channel. I wanted to make a video how I made my tractor more reliable. This is only my second video, so you may not have heard of my channel yet. But if you did watch my first video, you may remember that I said how I got all my firewood from the storm damage. Well, it happened again last night. Half our old oak tree fell down. Here it's drizzling a little bit out here. Let me hurry up here. I didn't hear any thunder or lightning. There's hardly any wind at all. Looks like it just rotted out and cracked. I guess I gotta get around to cutting this thing up now. Done some damage to the oak tree. It's a beautiful oak tree. Beautiful oak tree. Anyways, let me get in out of the rain here. Okay, here she is. It's a TO20 Ferguson tractor. I bought it originally from an elderly woman whose husband had recently passed and wanted to move to Florida. It had mangled up headlights and it was all original. It had a 6-volt positive ground system in it. And I pretty much kept it that way for the first, well, I don't know, 20 some years. Up to a couple of years ago when the radiator finally went out on me. I don't know if you noticed, but you can't get radiators worked on anymore. Used to go to the shop and have that done. Up to that point, I had always gone to junkyards around here to find my parts. But I tried to find a radiator for it. And I couldn't, well, the one that I did find, they wanted like $350 for it. So that drove me online. And man, that sure opened a whole new window for me. I had no idea you could buy new parts for old tractors. So not only did I put a new radiator on there, put a new water pump, and yeah, let's see here. And I'm putting a new exhaust system on it. And of course the 12-volt conversion kit, which are not real hard to do. There's a bracket you've got to cut at the base and bend it a few times. It'll break right off. It's not that hard. But the most important thing that I did, besides, you know, the 12-volt battery and the battery clamp downs and a new light switch and a new amp gauge. I took what used to be an old red light right here and cut it out and put my temp gauge over there. But the most help came from one little gadget, about $85. There's something called the electric ignition conversion kit. You don't need to buy a whole new distributor. You just need to buy this little doodad right there. You see it? You take the points of condenser out, take the wires out. You put that little plate with this little doodad here. That black thing there, that's called igniter. Put that in there and that'll take care of all your problems. Anyways, I gotta want to do that with one hand. I'll come back to that. Yeah, from there I put all new wirings in it. No condenser or anything required. It's all 12 volts still. It goes from the ignition switch to the lights into the coil. And this is a 12 volt, 40,000 watt flamethrower. Is what they recommended with electric ignition conversion kit. And ever since I put that on there, I can turn the key over and fire right up every time, no matter what the weather is. All right, let's go online, let me show you all the places where I went to get these things. Okay, let's start the electric ignition conversion kit. Few purists, they still have 6-volt positive ground electric ignition conversion kit. But anybody who wants a real reliable tractor, you want to convert it to a 12 volt. And this is the 12 volt system here. You see it goes to a lot of different tractors. If you've got an old Jubilee or an old Ford tractor or Ferguson or whatever your old tractor is, I'm sure you can find one of these for that. And, you know, here it is, $95, about $100 delivered, a little more maybe. Here's a good site here. Yesterday Tractors. They have a lot of good stuff here. I got the exhaust system, exhaust manifold, exhaust pipe, and the gasket. I found everything but the C-clamp, if I remember right. Yeah, they have lots of good stuff here. That's the Yesterday Tractor Company. You find them online. And this is their homepage here. Another good place is Allstate AG Parts. That's where I got my headlights. This is the headlight that I got here for $55 a piece. About $200 in lights. I got 2 facing forward and 1 facing back, and then this old this emergency light thing. I don't think I have that here. And this is the light that I got. What did I do here? Right here. And this is their homepage here, their URL. So Steiner's another good place. They got a lot of parts. I can't remember exactly what I got from them. I think I got the 12 volt conversion kit with them. They got a bunch of them here. I'm sure you can find one for your old tractor. If you get the electric ignition conversion kit, you won't need one of these. The resistor, that's what they're called. What they called before. And an amp gauge is always nice to have with a 12 volt system. Of course, you'll have to find a new spot for that because they didn't have a spot for the 6 volt system. So you got Steiner's. The 3 places that I use: Steiner's, Allstate, AG Parts, and Yesterday Tractor Company. 3 really good sites to go to for your parts. You can find pretty much anything you want. They got some pretty neat stuff here to make your tractor more reliable. And yeah, with this you'll need a new coil. You can't use the old coil. Now, if you get a 12 volt, they recommend on here somewhere that you use a 40,000 watt flamethrower. So yeah, no matter what I was doing before, half the battle was always just getting the darn thing running. And it really discouraged me from doing anything because I knew it'd be such a hassle to get that thing running. And now I just go out there and turn the key and it fires right up every time. I couldn't be happier with the way this turned out. But as far as the wiring goes, I wired it just the way it originally was, through the holes that they have there. Except it's not a positive ground system anymore. It's a regular 12 volt negative ground system. I use a lot of heat shrink and tape and electrical tape and all new wires, and it turned out real nice. It looks real professional. That's the first time I think I've ever rewired anything. Except for that old CUDA that I had one time. That was more out of necessity than anything. That's another story. These sites here are the 3 that I went to: the Steiner's and the Allstate Yeah, where's our homepage? Right here. Yesterday Tractors. Allstate. And Steiner. Pretty much find anything you want. Okay, I'll try to keep this one real short. It's not really a whole lot to this. If you got an old tractor and it's just not as reliable as you'd like, these things aren't that hard to fix up. I know you purists don't want to change it from a 6 volt to a 12 volt, but for me, I wanted a workhorse, not a showpiece. But the way I've got it now, and put a couple of new fenders on it and a new hood and a paint job, it'd be a showpiece. I've pretty much done everything else. Anyways, if you're looking for parts, there's a lot of parts online. You can find pretty much anything you need. Just do a little bit of searching. The 3 sites that I mentioned here are my favorites. I found everything I need through them. I think the C-clamp that I got up at Orslins. I got a few parts up there. That's to clamp the muffler onto the manifold. The reason why I replaced my manifold because the other guy welded it right to the manifold, and when it got all bent up, you know, they had to grind it off of there, so I just decided to get a new manifold. I might have just deleted that. Let's see if they got it here. Yeah, here's mine here. You can see the manifold wasn't cheap. To replace the muffler, it's only less than $30. So now all I have to do is just buy a new pipe and clamp it on. I won't have to get a whole new manifold or a gasket. The manifolds aren't cheap. And these things here is just that little igniter is all it comes. It doesn't have a distributor or anything. You don't need that. All you need is that igniter. You take your points condenser out, and you put that little igniter. It's mounted to a plate that screws right into those existing holes, and a little rubber stopper to run your wires out the distributor, and put that rubber stopper in there. And those, one goes to the positive side of your coil, one goes to the negative side of your coil. And you run your battery power. No resistor or anything required. And man, it just fires up every time. No hassle, no setting your points or worrying about your condenser going out. It's just trouble free. Okay, I'll try to keep this short. Okay, if you do have an old tractor, I hope this helped you out. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe. This is Steve from This or That. Until next time, thanks for watching. What do you think? Does it look like it's clean enough for a gasket? Should have seen it before I started. Remember the old red light? Used to be right there? Soon it's going to be a temperature gauge. Alright, I'm good to go. Got everything all rewired. Ready to go. Oh my god, look at all this dirt down here. Oh, yuck. Oh. Beep the horn.